racing.
Hyperdrive now.
Two years ago, a new kind of racing was born.
Welcome to the Santa Elena. Welcome to the biggest adventure of our time.
A revolution in speed and sustainability.
Wouldn't it be great to be a part of something that really does make a difference?
A showcase of technology and innovation. Extreme E.
No lifting! Oh, finisher!
Oh, look at that!
An all-electric off-road racing series traveling to the most remote corners of the planet to highlight the effects of climate change. In seasons 1 and 2, the series visited 7 different locations around the world, starting in Alula, Saudi Arabia.
Christopherson goes out wide, now he's going to make the cut back and try and carry the speed through the corner. He kicks the car really high.
The race was won by Rosberg X Racing, a team led by 2016 Formula One world champion Nico Rosberg. The championship in season 1 went down to the wire as RXR battled Lewis Hamilton's Team X44 throughout. After 4 dramatic rounds, it came down to the final race of the season.
3 laps to decide our champions.
Incredibly, Rosberg X Racing took the title by the tightest of margins, with a tiebreak, having finished the season on the same championship points as X44. As season 2 got underway, RXR continued their winning ways, dominating the opening Desert X Prix.
Johan Christopherson, the reigning champion, crosses the line to take the win in round 1.
Round 3 in Sardinia saw Johan's new teammate for season 2 also delivering the goods.
Michaela Arlen Kotlinski at the wheel, past Jutta Klein-Smith, just into the water splash, and RXR take the win in round 3.
But in round 4 in Chile, X44 were determined to fight back.
Wow, X44 muscle their way through. Look at them go almost over at the same time.
They took their first win of the season to leave them within touching distance of the title as we headed to the final round in Uruguay.
And look at those 2 title rivals going together all the way. It's RXR versus X44.
Sebastian Loeb fires up the inside.
X44 have won this championship.
A title each for Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton's teams in the first 2 seasons. Can one of them make it too, or will there be a new name in the Extreme E history books as the new championship fight gets underway? The 3rd series of the championship went back to Neom in Saudi Arabia, where the spotlight was on the introduction of biodiversity in the region to combat the spread of desertification. This time, the shores of the Red Sea was the setting for the first double-header event of Season 3. The course proved challenging, with a mix of deep sand and rocks leaving the drivers no room for error. And with a whole new racing format for 2023, there was more head-to-head action than ever before. Extreme E is a fully electric off-road racing championship consisting of 10 world-class teams made up of 1 male and 1 female driver. In each session, both drivers will compete behind the wheel of the Odyssey 21 electric SUV, with a driver changeover known as the Switch halfway through. Each driver gets an Anoa Hyperdrive boost in every session, and there are bonus points for the fastest team through the Continental Traction Challenge section of the course. First up, it's qualifying, where everybody races twice in a bid to finish as high as possible in the qualifying standings. Then it's time to earn some championship points. From qualifying, the bottom 5 teams go into the redemption race, while the top 5 proceed to the grand final and compete to win the X Prix and lift the trophy. It's a season-long battle. 10 rounds, 1 champion. And now, a look at Season 3 teams. Where else to start but with last season's winners X44 Vida Carbon Racing. Lewis Hamilton's Season 2 champions have a new driver lineup, with Jamaican Fraser McConnell replacing Sebastian Loeb to pair up with Cristina Gutierrez in defending the Extreme E crown. Their biggest rivals are Season 1 victors Rosberg X Racing, with Swedish pairing of Johan Kristoffersson and Michaela Arlin Kotelinski eager to reclaim their title after losing out in the closing moments of the Season 2 finale.
She's rolled, and this is disaster.
From spinning decks in Ibiza to spinning tyres off the start line, new team owner and superstar DJ Carl Cox will be bringing a different kind of energy to the series. A veteran Extreme E lineup of Christine GZ and Timo Scheider will be taking up residency in the driver's seat. Motorsport royalty Neon McLaren joined the grid last season, with Rallycross and X Games legend Tanner Faust joining McLaren's first ever female driver, Emma Gilmore. They learnt a lot in their rookie season. Can they start taking wins this year? Rally and Dakar legend Carlos Sainz Sr. will sadly miss this round injured. Taking his place in the car will be Matthias Ekstrom, who joins teammate Laia Sanz in the Acciona Sainz team, who finished a close third in Season 2. Motorsport upstarts Veloce Racing shook up their squad at the end of last season, bringing in Season 1 champ Molly Taylor and prizing Kevin Hansen away from close rivals JBXE. The instant effect in the final round of Season 2 looked very promising for Season 3. Losing Kevin hasn't slowed down JBXE though, with former F1 world champion Jenson Button's outfit adding the experience of Heikki Kovalainen to young sensation Hedda Hossas, who will definitely be expecting to replicate more podium finishes throughout this season. Number 99 GMC Hummer EV Chip Ganassi Racing are back with an all-American driver lineup. RJ Anderson cements his place after stepping in last year, and drift star Amanda Sorensen slides in looking to capitalise on the potential shown by the team in the previous 2 seasons. Andretti Alta-Keelet are the only team to have kept their original driver pairing of Katie Munnings and Timmy Hansen together since their first ever event. With good reason too, as this dynamite duo are consistently fighting for the top spot. Still riding high after winning the final X Prix last season are Abt Cupra XE, 5-time Dakar winner Nasser Al-Attiyah combining with Clara Anderson, who grabbed her opportunity with both hands last season, scoring a debut podium finish in the Copper X Prix and then following up with their maiden victory.
Hi guys, Andreas Backert here together with
Tamara Molinaro, and we are the championship drivers for Season 3.
We're here in the desert of Neom, Saudi Arabia. We are going to do the Continental Tire track guide. After gate 1, which is a fast right-hander, you get up the hill into gate 2, which is where we are right now. Behind us here we have some big drops. In rallying they call it crests.
Yeah.
Hard compressions is going to be important to break down just before the crest starts. The track being based in Neom, in the desert, close to the beach, it makes the sand go really, really loose, and it's soft. It's very hard for a tire. We have a brand new developed Continental tire this year, which gives a great traction, also some side lateral grip, and as well compression.
So we are going to exit from gate number 7, and it's very important to actually keep the minimum speed very high, just to approach this very long straight, which will be probably the most common place to use the Innova Hyperdrive.
Getting into gate number 9 is probably the hardest braking of the whole course after the main straight. Big, long braking, which is very hard to the tire. Also a long right-hander into the compression where it narrows in.
We are racing with 5 cars at the time, so yeah, it will be interesting to see who is actually going to go ahead.
As you can see here on the jump, it's quite a tall jump. The sand is very soft, which is making it hard to predict where your line over the jump will be. The crash landing, it's very hard for the tire and the car.
Then you go into gate 19, where you have to have a very good brake, because it's basically like a, let's say, chicane.
Yep.
And yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of the track. You get like a proper sideways from one side, and then you just go sideways to the right. So yeah, you have to be quite prepared with brake after the jump. So we go out of gate 20, and after lap 2, the driver will have to make their way here on our right, which is the switch area, to change the driver. And after lap 1, 3 and 4, they have to go through this big jump, which is the biggest one of the track. And yeah, it's sick, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's sandy, and it's also the checkered flag area, so
flat out?
Flat out, yeah.
Maximum attack.
Now the driver lineups and track is set, the first 5 teams took to the start line for the first race of Season 3. With the debut format of the first wheel-to-wheel racing in Quali 1 ahead, the drivers looked raring to go as the light turned green.
Looks like a good start for Matthias Ekstrom. He moves across to the middle of the grid immediately. RJ Anderson is alongside him.
A difficult start for Abt Cupra's Nasser Al-Attiyah, which saw him get caught behind the dust and subsequently bump Andretti Altekielt's Timmy Hansen.
So up and over the dips, RJ Anderson is still there. The rear end of the car kicks up high. RJ taking the lead in front of Matthias Ekstrom. So that is a great start. RJ Anderson has muscled his way through.
After the switch, Laia Sands continued the battle for first behind GMC Hummer EV Chip Ganassi's new addition Amanda Sorensen, who was able to hold her nerve as she approached the beach strip.
Oh, into the water! Laia Sands has hooked a wheel in the water! And she has absolutely disappeared from the back bumper.
A battle for fourth was playing out at the back of the pack, but a turn too far led to devastation for Abt Cupra.
And they go in the water too! Oh my God, they've gone
for a morning dip.
Everything okay?
Yes, little dust.
With the German-Spanish outfit out of the equation, Andretti Altekielt's Katie Munnings took on Carl Cox's Christine GZ in an overtake attempt which would prove devastating.
Katie Munnings making a pass on Christine GZ. Door to door with them, a little bit of contact. Got to avoid the grass and she rolls! Munnings hits the grass on the right-hand side and that's game over for Andretti.
Amanda Sorensen was able to hold off Acciona Sainz and cross the finish line to score top in Quali 1 Heat 1.
Nice work. First time in the race car, you're a round winner.
The second heat of qualifying saw RXR and Neon McLaren take the lead, but X44's new driver Fraser McConnell took an incredible line around the right-hand side, which saw him go from P4 to P1 in a matter of seconds, leaving the cars behind battling for second.
McConnell with an amazing hole shot into turn 2. Fraser McConnell for X44. That was an incredible start move by him.
On the beach straight, JBXC's new driver Heikki Kovalainen pulled off an incredible overtake of Tanner Faust, which saw him take P2 as they headed inland.
Hold your line, hold your line. Good job, good job.
After the switch, RXR's Michaela Arlen-Kotalinski set her sights on McLaren's Emma Gilmore, which saw Gilmore in an impossible position, having already used her Enoa hyperdrive after the switch.
Gilmore, look, has been eaten up. Gilmore used it on the exit of the switch zone. She couldn't get through when Arlen Kotlinski's used it. She's managed to make a place up and into the back. Hard contact there. That's Emma Gilmore into the back of the RXR machine, and now the hood flies off, which is actually a result because her visibility was completely gone from it.
Out in front, X44's Cristina Gutierrez crossed the checkered line, finishing what the young Jamaican Fraser McConnell had started.
Yes, Chris, well done, well done.
Good job, guys. Good job.
A brilliant result for the Lewis Hamilton team, especially after having never raced together before. After a nail-biting Quali 1, the stage was set for another wheel-to-wheel race which would see only a fortunate few pass into the all-important Grand Final. An excruciatingly close start to the race. The battle out on course saw all 5 cars within seconds of one another, before Veloce Racing's Molly Taylor pulled out in front.
Super good, Molly. Super good. Continue.
Side by side now, Arlen Kotlinski uses her hyperdrive but runs straight into the back of the Carl Cox Motorsport machine. Here we go, Arlen Kotlinski this time getting up the inside line. Arlen Kotlinski moves up to P3.
Nice one. 4 seconds to Ganassi in front.
After Johan Kristoffersen took the wheel, he was pushing for P2 past the All-American GMC Hummer EV Chip Ganassi Racing.
Kristoffersen uses the hyperdrive trying to find a way past Anderson in front. He has found somewhere else he wants to use it in the middle of the track. Kristoffersen passes RJ Anderson.
With a generous lead, Kevin Hansen crossed the line for Veloce Racing in an all-important P1 to secure a place in the Grand Final.
Yes, finish, Kevin. Good job, P1.
On to the final quali heat, and Laia Sands had a phenomenal start, which saw her take P1 as she took the first corner.
Laia Sands has got an incredible start. She's about 3 car lengths ahead already. Gutierrez looking up the inside line ahead of Hozas. Can she make that stick? She has.
A thrilling fight up front with JBXC and Neon McLaren close behind, which saw another bump from Emma Gilmore. However, this time it worked out, with McLaren overtaking Heda Hossas. Come the end of the race, it was checkered flag for Acciona Sainz, with Matthias Ekström placing the Spanish team firmly in the grand final in front of a very happy team boss Carlos Sainz.
Super job, Matthias, super job.
At the end of the thrilling door-to-door action, it was Team X44 Vida Carbon Racing who placed top, followed by Veloce Racing, Acciona Sainz, Chip Ganassi Racing and RXR, who would all progress to the grand final. The others would battle it out in the redemption race. A strong qualifying from Veloce Racing might have been helped by diligent preparation from their driver Kevin Hansen, who spent the month before the race at the Veloce HQ. We caught up with him to see how he was getting ready and enjoying his time in the city.
Well, being here in London has been fantastic. Where I normally live is quite quiet and calm and I would say very Swedish. So just to have the contrast, I think it's very healthy, for the mindset and everything. So here I am in the London traffic madness walking to the gym. It didn't horn at me, it was sad. I know when I'm happy and smiling, then I perform the best. So I think this is the perfect preparation for the season. So we're here at the gym I use when I'm in London, really central, and I'm going to show you a few exercises I do to get ready for the season. Being a racing driver is very physical, and many people say, that you're just sitting behind the wheel, but we have so many impacts and tough racing, and it's very long weekends as well. So for me, I want to be the best athlete as I possibly can. I love the ski erg, it's a skiing machine, so obviously it comes from Sweden. Last year in Saudi Arabia, I had an accident where I broke my back in the final downhill in a big compression.
My back. Ah.
Coming back to Saudi, showing the new me and the revenge I've had, I think it's going to be a really nice moment. So this is the Veloce HQ. This is where I've been spending a lot of my time before the first race of the season in Saudi Arabia. We got some really nice cozy work stalls here where people can really engage and have a bit of a chat. So to be around the team and really, see their day-to-day operations is so fascinating. In here we got the pumping heart of Veloce. All the workers, from comms to finance to operations, everybody working hard ahead of the season. This is Veloce Racing. We live fast. And it really brings a team spirit also for them to have their racing driver here on site, and I think it's a great vibe to come together like this before the season kicks off. Good job, boss. I'm being part of the family now, and I really wanted to meet everyone in the office, and if that is from the esports side or if that's on the racing side, really feel like being part of the team, and I've really been welcome to be that as well.
The redemption race, made up of the 5 teams who have missed out on the grand final but have one final chance to grasp those all-important championship points. One final chance to make their mark on round 1 in Neom as the 5 drivers line up on the start line. Who will come out on top?
Away, look at that reaction time, almost equal across the whole grid, moving backwards for Carl Cox Motorsport, sideways contact there. Alatia into Tanner Faust. Tanner Faust has the inside line, the whole shot.
A battle on the straight ensued between Neon McLaren and Abd Cooper.
Roll in the background, that's the Andretti machine's gone over again. Timmy Hansen this time has dipped off in the inside of turn 2. The car's upside down, Faust leads. Alatia slots in behind, Haykick over line in P3.
Sorry guys, it's over. He just turned in on me like crazy. Oh.
We've got Neon McLaren up against Abd Cooper going
Alatia's gone over the front of the McLaren. Absolute carnage.
Wow, never saw that coming. Are you okay, Nasser? Everything okay?
All okay. I stay in the car.
A red flag ground the race to a halt as drivers reset back at the start line. And it was JBXC now who were out in first, with Neon McLaren's Emma Gilmore chasing Heda Hossas down.
Go on, Emma, push.
So Gilmore's used the Anoa hyperdrive to try and get the lead there.
Good night, John, nice choice, good one. Good, need to work up a lead now.
I wonder if there's a problem for the JBXE machine because Heda Hossas has been eaten alive here. Christine GZ looking to come around the outside as well, and she does.
A brilliant result for McLaren, who crossed the finish line in P1.
Awesome job, Emma, awesome job.
The grand final is here. The cars lined up to fight it out on course one more time to find out who will be crowned champion in round 1 of the Desert X Prix. 5 teams left, but only one champion.
Hammer down now, release the handbrake and release all that horsepower down towards turn 1 on the inside line. It's a great start for RJ Anderson, backs the car in, runs Matthias Ekstrom out wide. Ekstrom takes that long line in the background. Watch out here for Johan Kristoffersson, the RXR machine. He's passed 3 cars already, going to try and take the McConnell line around the outside. RXR outside, inside line for Veloce. Rear end of Fraser McConnell kicks up super high. It is RXR who lead from the outside of the grid. That is a Kristoffersson special.
As the teams approached the beach straight, it was RXR in P1, followed closely by Veloce Racing in P2 and Acciona Sainz in P3. A problem with Chip Ganassi's car stifled RJ Anderson's chances of the title after what looked like a promising start for the American.
Talk to me, RJ. It looks like you're stopped. What's going on?
I got a green light but no power. Sorry, guys.
Right, and this is Fraser McConnell. Steering that's extremely heavy. I think his power steering's gone. Do you see? He can barely turn the wheel.
Back out in front, RXR's Arlen Kotelinski was giving everything to hold off Veloce Racing's Molly Taylor.
So you need really great money so you can get on the bumper again. Go, go.
Just as Taylor made time on Arlen Kotelinski, the pair approached the slow zone.
Taylor ran wide and she then used her hyperdrive to try and gain the time again, but that was on the way into the slow zone. Where's the RXR going? Why did she miss the waypoint? They have had permission. They've had permission to miss that jump. We've just heard from race control, so there won't be a penalty for that.
Michaela, we must push. We might get a penalty for that yellow flag.
After a possible penalty for RXR for speeding, they were left no choice but to make up even more time ahead of Veloce Racing. RXR crossed the finish line first.
Nice one, Michaela. Nice one.
With Veloce Racing second.
Good job, Molly. Good job. P2.
But they awaited the outcome that would ensue for speeding through the slow zone.
136-second penalty for car 6, slow zone speeding. Gone on the gas too early, and that's going to hand the win then to Molly Taylor and Kevin Hansen for Veloce.
The win marked the first for this new Veloce Racing lineup, and the first ever for Kevin Hansen, as they were crowned winners of round 1 at the Desert X Prix.
It feels amazing to take the first win of the season and, after a bit of a break, to come back with such force and a great team.
Today has been really great for us. We had a challenging Q1. It was difficult to pass, but then Molly did a fantastic job on her run to get us to P2. Then in the second quali, it was such a strange feeling because I've never had a 10-second lead in any race ever just being handed to me and then just say like, here you go, bring it home.
Kevin Hansen takes the finish line for Veloce. I reckon that will see them through to the grand final.
And then for the final, the turn 1 worked out pretty nice. Got around everyone and kind of met up with, I think, Matthias and Johan up at waypoint 2. So I tried to stay as close as I could to give her the best opportunity she could have had, but then handing over in the final, I knew the car was in safe hands once again.
They take the win in round 1 of 2023 Extreme E.
I think it's extra special for me this year. Last year, for sure, was a really challenging year on so many levels from my side, and yeah, you have those moments where you sometimes do question everything, and I think to be able to come through and kind of go, no, I can do this and I am in the right place. I think that feels very special.
My first win in Extreme E, and then to do it here where I was just over 12 months ago in a hospital bed with a broken back. To have, the redemption of that here is just incredible. I'm so happy with this team. I'm so happy with the performance we're having. And then of the day, I'm just thankful that it happened because I'm sitting here in the beach on Saudi with Molly and we won the race. So I think that's a fair tale ending.
It's a bit different to where we were sitting after the race.
Yeah, you were with me. Last time we were sitting together there in this country.
Hospital.
Yeah. I was lying down, Molly was all confused.
Feeding you snacks.
Yeah.
I think it's great to take the win and really important for championship points. I think it's also really beneficial for team confidence and trying to see what works. To me personally, I feel like it's such an important moment just for me to be able to take that and to be around such great people, and it's definitely a moment to savour.